Hi and welcome to David Tom Creations channel. This week I'm going to be having a look at my new iMac, which has had a hard disk replacement. Well, it's not my new iMac, it's my old iMac, but it's had a hard disk replacement with a 2TB SSD, so it feels like a new iMac. So as you may know, if you've watched a lot of my videos, that I have had a few problems with Logic and Resolve and basically things grinding to a halt, because my Mac is 2013, so yeah, 8 years old. So and the hard disk, I had a 1TB hard disk in it, and I had recently bought Samsung T5 1TB external SSDs for Time Machine and also for all my Native Instruments and video files. And I was having a lot of problems with it. About a couple of weeks ago, I decided that because I'm still running Mojave, so I decided that I would upgrade to Catalina to see if that helped, and it actually made things worse. So that's a tip for you. If you've got an old Mac, don't upgrade your operating system unless you really need to. Because before, on the video that I did on using Blackmagic when I was reviewing the T5, my internal disk running Mojave was getting about 100 megabits per second, and when I upgraded to Catalina, it basically halved to around about 50 megabits a second. Now, I had some advice from the guy that works at Fix My Mac, a guy called Kevin Gordon, who has been giving me a lot of advice on kind of what to do. So he did say that if I upgraded to Catalina, it would put a lot of strain on the internal drive and it would actually make it worse. So that is quite a good tip, and he was right. So what it is, I put it into to his workshop, and he's put a 2TB Crucial internal SSD in it. I think he did say it did take about 30 hours to back it up, because of the hard drive pretty much failing. But anyway, so the good news is that it's all up and running, and it is obviously a lot faster. So I'm just going to show you today some of the speed tests, how quickly it boots up, how quickly it opens my kind of main applications, and I'm going to run the Blackmagic speed test on it, and we'll just see what it comes out with. Because like I said before, on Mojave I was getting max around about 110, so we'll see how it compares to that. And my T5s are getting around about 400 megabits per second, which is actually pretty good for considering they're it's USB-C 3, not USB-C. So I'm quite happy with those. Anyway, so let's see how we get on with booting this up. Get a stopwatch and we'll see how long it takes. Right, so I have got my Mac is shut down. And I've got my it's gone off. I've got my phone with the stopwatch. So I am going to power up my Mac, and we're just going to see how long this is going to take. Right, so I missed the stop there. So that was around about 20 seconds to get to log in. So I'll log in. We'll see how long it takes to actually get to my desktop. So that was about 20. So we'll reset that. Right, so that is, Dropbox is the one up here that generally is the last one to load. So that is, yeah, that's pretty much it done. So that was about 20 seconds as well. So from shutdown, or from startup to desktop, that's about 40 to 45 seconds. I'll open up some apps and hang on, I need to rearrange my desk. Right, so I'm going to open some apps up now. So we shall see, and I'll put my timer down here because it's a bit far away from to reach there. So right, so let's open Safari. Right, that was 4 seconds to open Safari and load all my favourites. So pretty good. So we'll have a look at Affinity Publisher, which is quite a popular one. So this is the new 1.10 version. So that was, oh, hang on, oh, shit. Yeah, that was about 7 seconds to open Affinity Publisher, which would normally been about a minute. So yeah, so if anybody's using Affinity, there is a new update to 1.10, which I've not really had a chance to play around with since I just got it. I just got my Mac back yesterday. Right, so let's have a look at things like Logic. When I did update Logic, when it reinstalled my 100 VSTs and audio plugins, it did take about 30 seconds to rattle through that. So that was pretty impressive. So we'll see how Logic does. Right, so that's Logic pretty much open. We'll open up my pianos demo from the last video, and we'll just see how long that takes. There we go. So that was 20 seconds to open Logic and open that file with however many, 6 complete control. Let's have a replay. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Right, the other one that used to take over a minute was Resolve. So we'll just see what happens with that. So this is Resolve 17. This is the kind of free version. So so that's it ready. So hang on, that was 10 seconds to open Resolve, and you can see all my YouTube videos there. So yeah, so that is remarkably quick, and we'll just open a new project and we'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much instant as well. Right, so that is it opened the so this is what DaVinci Resolve looks like if you've never seen it. It's quite cool. So we'll just play a bit of this, and we'll just, because this used to stutter about as well. Hi and welcome to David Tom Cruise's channel. This week I am going to be reviewing my S49 keyboard. So you can see what you've got my that's my screen recording, and that is my separate camera recording, and what I've done is obviously brought these in as 2 files and reduced this down and overlaid it rather than using the built-in screen flick camera recording, because that would not have worked. So yeah, and that is how you put in the titles. So you can scrub through like this, and then we've got my Mark II JPEGs,
which I have been banging on about for quite a while. So that
is Resolve, and then you've got all the different pages. So you've got, this is the one I tend to use. I don't tend to use the edit page, but so we'll just see how quickly that does. Yeah, so it goes over to edit page. You've got Fusion page. You've got the color grading page, and then you've got your audio page. So you can see that, all the audio files, and then you've got the actual render page. So yeah, so that is that's a quick look at DaVinci Resolve. So if you haven't used it, why not get the free download and give it a go. I mean, it is it's been pretty good. So things like iMovie. So all of these work. The only one that didn't work, even Lightroom's pretty still works. So the only one that hasn't worked is InDesign. I didn't think any of the Adobe programs would work because they generally don't like being migrated. This used to take at least a couple of minutes. So there we go. The old 4th rail bridge. So yeah, as you can see, that was about less than 10 seconds. So you can see some of the shots of it's the new bridge over the Forth. It's called Queensferry Crossing, and then we've got the old classic 4th rail bridge. So yeah, this was a shoot when I was out staying at North Queensferry with my Fuji X-T2. You can see what we've got, some night shots as well. Actually, so look, got some quite good night shots. There we go. That's what it looks like lit up at night. Very nice, beautiful looking bridge, isn't it? That is all pretty damn quick, and also native access as well, which used to take a bit of a time to get going. There we go, boom, there we go. So I've updated. There was a few updates. So this is all come back in because the main thing was to keep the paths the same. So because it links to my hard disk, so you have to keep the name the same. So you have to keep your Macintosh HD the same, or it wouldn't have been able to find a lot of the applications. And then half of them are linked to my Samsung T5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to screen recording, and I'm going to do some Blackmagic tests to see how that goes, and compare it with my T5 and the speed of the old actual original hard disk. Yes. Right, so let's have a look at Blackmagic speed test. Right, so let's do a speed test on the new internal SSD. So we're getting read speeds about 500 megabits. And write speeds about 460, something like that. And like I said, we're green across the board for ProRes HQ files for Blackmagic. So the read speed is certainly so I was getting about 100 write, 120 read maybe at most, and then we'll just see how that we'll just have another look at my T5 and just see what that's running at. So this is obviously an external one, so you can see it's pretty good. I mean, the write speed's not that much difference, and the read speed will be about the same, I think. Yeah, so you can see for an external drive using USB 3, they are pretty good. I mean, they're not far off their maximum 500 and whatever it was, 40, something like that. So yeah, so pretty good. Let's have a look and just see what I've got about my Mac. My storage is, so you can see it's calculating, but it's about, there we go. So I've got 1.2 terabyte available. So it's using, what's that, 65 roughly. And then my T5 is using 400, and then my Time Machine's got about 200 left. So yeah, and to put these, so I've changed these icons, as you can see, and to do that you can't actually use the old method, as I found out. So before, you would just get a PNG file, copy it, and then paste it when you went to get info, and then pasted it into the icon. So yeah, so you can't do that now. So you have to convert it to what's called an ICNS file. So yeah, so basically that's the way to do it. So I've just been using this this website instead of, because there is a, there's software that you can download to do it, but I mean, you're only going to do it a couple of times. So yeah, basically just choose file, and then it will convert. So it has to be a PNG. So a PNG, and it'll convert it to an ICNS, and then you can copy and paste it in to the same way as you were before. The nice kind of icons, rather than, because both of these come up yellow, and that is your kind of standard internal disk icon, which it obviously is a bit boring. So that's another little tip as well. And so the cost of getting this done was around about £300. Now that includes obviously the seal kit for the screen and a 2 terabyte. So around about, say, 300 to 350 you're looking at to get a 2 terabyte internal, and say about 220 for a 1 terabyte. And I was a bit worried about my screen because it does have a crack in the bottom corner, but it wasn't affected at all. So thank goodness for that. So, and that is about it for this week. And as usual, like and subscribe to my channel if you are enjoying these videos. And I will see you next week with more of a normal music related video. Thanks for watching.